Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something slightly new, just an idea I want to test out. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to take a look at board games. They could be old, they could be new, they could be Kickstarters, they could be pre-orders. It's just stuff, if you're not sure what to buy, this might be a good video for you to see different games than you're looking for. Maybe you see something and think, oh, that's awesome, I want to grab that. That's the aim of this video. I'm just trying to bring you cool games I'm currently looking at myself. So that's the idea. Without further ado, let's get into it. Right, let's get into this week's episode. So I do have a handful ready. As I explained in the intro, they're not all brand new. This one is, we're going to start with Avatar Legends, the role-playing game. Now, if you're a fan of Legend of Korra or the original Airbender, this is going to be right up your alley. It's a combination of the two, as you can see in the picture. And it is a tabletop role-playing game. So I've already backed this. This is one that you might want to back. You can still get late pledges in here, so it might be worth doing. I'll quickly run down some of the updates we've got here. It reached almost 10 million, which gives you some idea of how popular this is going to be. So obviously the popularity doesn't matter too much, but the fact it's so popular probably means we will get expansions. We'll get accessories, maybe hopefully even miniatures one day, to make it a little more fuller of a game. They reached all of their stretch goals, obviously, with that amount. I'm just trying to find where the pledges are. I don't know if I click here, this will do it. Well, this kind of shows it. Basically, if you've never used Kickstarter before, there's different things you can gain from different pledges. So, for example, this one is $50 and you get everything, but it is in PDF form. You get the core book and then everything else is in PDFs. I actually went for the Otter Penguin combination. So basically, can you still click onto it? You can kind of see what it is. But not only do you get the core book, you also get dice, which I'm going to be honest was a huge selling point for me for the extra. There's so much value for them. You still get all the PDFs. You get some cool accessories like a dice bag and map and tokens. And I think these are modules maybe, or they're like books or something. Yeah, for $75, which is, it was around 50 to 60 for me delivered, which is, I mean, normally a D&D book is going to cost you 30 to 40, so you get two of those as well as all the dice and other stuff. It was a no-brainer for me. I'm a huge fan of the Avatar TV show. Legend of Korra is one of my favorite shows of all time. I couldn't bring myself to go much higher. There was this that almost tempted me, but it was $200. You do get the special limited edition dice and dice bag, but for that price, I'm going to be honest, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do that. Can get a couple of special edition covers. You can get Aang and Korra, obviously the two main avatars. You can also just grab this stuff, expanded playbook, different rules, and all that other stuff. The journal pack is what I was trying to say before. So it looks like this is an adventure guide, the extra bit, which for first time running is going to be something very useful. It's got the book. It's just going to run you through some stuff, which, yeah, I'm happy with that. You can run a campaign with this, basically. So for that price, you can still late pledge. So yeah, this is the first one I wanted to show you guys. Anyone that's a fan. I'm going to be honest, with almost 82,000 backers, 10 million pledged, you've probably already seen this. Hopefully the few of you that haven't helps you out slightly. Obviously this is just in the comments, so there might be nothing to it, but I have seen a few people say there is no more stretch goals, but apparently there will be other goodies tied because they've reached such an amount, so there may be some extras you get as well. I'm just excited to receive my stuff, but that is number one. Number two is in a similar vein, honestly. So this one finished a while ago. You can actually still make a late pledge. This one only had 16,000 backers. I'm not sure how much that is in money or monetary value, but I didn't actually back it at the time just because I didn't want to take the risk on the Kickstarter. I see so many people using it, so I felt more comfortable trying for Avatar. I do prefer Lord of the Rings by a country mile, so I was always going to grab it eventually. And I have pre-ordered it with Zatu Games, which is one of the best prices I've found it. But I've gone for, again, there is a few different versions. I went for, if you're not sure, if the One Ring hasn't given it away, this is basically, I did say Lord of the Rings as well, to be fair. It's set in that world. You can play in a few different times. So yeah, there's a lot of different stories you can do. I went for the starter set. So what I bought was, it was the start. I'm seeing if I can actually find what I bought. Zatu, one of my favorite places to order, always good prices. This is the core rules and starter set. So I've actually got the main core rulebook, which I always like to grab for any game. And then the starter set, which gives us condensed rules, which I can hand out to players. An adventure to run, which is always good. And then some pre-generated characters. Probably not going to use those. Drogo Baggins is a pretty cool name. Paladin Took. Yeah, some good names. Probably can steal some of those, but we'll probably make our own characters. They also reached all of their stretch goals. So we get a huge colour map, as you can see here. Some of this stuff is gorgeous. I love the dice in this. You get 6 square stance cards, which basically is going to teach you how to fight and stances on characters and little abilities and numbers and stuff that you need, which I do think my players are going to enjoy. It's a little easier to keep track of stuff. And then obviously the custom dice, 30 item cards, for which is going to be so good. This is something I need to pick up for D&D. I think item cards are very useful. You can draw up your own, but it's nice having these, like it says, beautifully illustrated cards. A full compendium of the Shire detailing the land of the Hobbits and One Ring for the first time. So this is going to go for everything we need to play the game. I can build a world within Tolkien's Middle-earth, which is... Lord of the Rings is one of my favourite franchises, one of my favourite IPs. So yeah, just being able to like even just learn these things about the world is interesting to me. So I'm going to have fun reading this one. We do normally play D&D, but I've picked up Mutants and Masterminds. Obviously, the Avatar one's coming. I got this just for a few variations. I'm super excited to try this one. Like I said, you can still make a late pledge. I assume you still get the stuff. I would read on it yourself. Like I said, very new to using Kickstarter, so don't take my word as gospel for this one. Make a read yourself. But yeah, one that you can just grab from shops now. It is pre-order, but it will be coming out eventually. So a very cool one there. Very interesting one. The other things I found or wanted to show you guys this week, the next one was World of Warcraft Pandemic game. So it's built in the Pandemic system, but in the World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King. Now, if you don't play the game, basically Arthas becomes the Lich King, releases a scourge on the world, which fits perfectly for the theme of Pandemic, but it makes it slightly more interesting. You get some characters that you might know, some cool miniatures, very cool board. I do think all the colours and characters and interesting things they've added. I'm not going to say it's better because I've not played it, so it's going to be one I want to try, and it's a game I'm definitely going to grab just to have these World of Warcraft characters, if nothing else. Huge fan of the game. The Lich King there looks like Meathook. I can't remember his name. Oh god. Someone will correct me on that. And then there's some of the zombies and stuff. Then on the side of good, we've got Thrall and Sylvanas, which obviously currently isn't good anymore, or maybe never was. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I do like variations. I recently picked up Splendor Marvel, so if you're into World of Warcraft, you're into board games, this is probably going to be one for you, honestly. You can get it on the World of Warcraft website for $60. Again, I do think it was on Zatu for less, which is going to be a theme for this video and a lot of videos. They do tend to have the best prices on everything. 46, that is a huge saving. Huge saving. I do some writing for Zatu as well. So I've got a 10% thing, which is going to make that even cheaper. If you do want to write for them yourselves, you can scroll to the bottom and click on there, and then, yeah, again, very cheap place to get it. Looks like a super interesting game. Obviously, Pandemic is a hugely popular game as it is. I can't see how many players that is. I think it says 1 to 5, which is actually more than regular Pandemic. So that could be quite interesting. It says 45 to 60 minutes, so it's going to be a good one. Yeah, basically, if you don't know the story, Arthas becomes the Lich King. he starts to spread his scourge and zombies and all that over Middle Earth. Middle Earth? That's because of One Ring. Over Azeroth. And you're going to try and stop him, which looks super interesting. That is the Ice Crown Citadel, which is his base of operations. Obviously, I'm guessing we're going to recognize some more places as we go around. A lot of it is fairly generic, like Defend, Stronghold. It could be anywhere. Gundrak, okay. Asjol Nurub, a lot of places. Naxxramas, the Nexus, actually from the game. So that's really cool. I'm glad they've added that theme. It's, again, a theme I think that improves the game, makes it slightly more interesting for most people, but mainly people that are into sort of pop culture stuff. So World of Warcraft, when it was what it was, it is still a huge game, but it's going to appeal to more people, which is always good for board games. I do have a quick mention, which I should have tied into Avatar, really. It's the Legend of Korra Pro Bending Arena. Now, this is one... It got very few backers, which makes these games very, very expensive to pick up now. I do want to grab them just because these miniatures are going to be perfect if we don't get anything for Avatar Legends. Having some kind of miniatures is always good for my playgroup because we do like the fighting aspect and stuff, and it just helps. Other than that, if anyone in the comments has one of these, or they've got nowhere to get miniatures for Avatar, or they know of miniatures coming, maybe for Avatar Legends, let me know in the comments below, because that would be a huge help. Or maybe even stuff that I could use to sort of as proxy. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly show that one. But my last one I wanted to show this week was Heroclix X-Men Rise and Fall. Now, this, obviously, Heroclix, you've seen a ton of this on my channel. It is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a collectible game, not really, it's not a board game. It's a tabletop game, which is what we focus on here. It is tabletop. I do love Middle Earth stuff, the strategy battle game and other things, collectible-wise, Pokemon cards. Yeah, this is a X-Men set, Rise and Fall. It is going to be bringing up some characters we've not had for a very long time in Heroclix. Basically, if you're not into Heroclix, this might be a good jumping in point. You get a ton of X-Men, you get a ton of new characters, a ton of villains. People like Gladiator, Blackheart, stuff that we don't get too often. Shadow King is coming back, the Black King, a lot of my favourite characters, Silver Samurai, Sabretooth. Yeah, there's just a ton of cool X-Men stuff. If you're an X-Men fan, this might be one you want to jump in on. You can also get a special Deadpool. So there's an Ultra Chase in this, which is always so expensive. The only way is going to be to pull it. You can actually see him here on the cake. Yeah, so I would suggest... If you're interested in this, maybe you've played Marvel Protocol or you want something slightly different to that, this is a great jumping point. You can get a booster for around $10 to £12, or I don't know what it is, like $15. It might be similar prices, to be honest, but in that you're going to get 5 figures. You always get a rare, at least. You could get a super rare or a chase, but they aren't guaranteed. There is no guarantee in a brick. You should always get 3 super rares and maybe a prime or chase in a brick, or normally a case would guarantee one, which is basically 2 bricks, so 20 boosters. It can vary. Obviously, don't bank on that. That's not the reason to get into this. It's a cool superhero game where Marvel can fight DC, they can fight the Turtles, they can fight Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Street Fighter, Gears of War, Halo, horror. There is so many cool IPs squished into one. There is no game like Heroclix, so this is the perfect time to jump in if you do want to try it. Thank you so much if you have made it to this point. Hopefully something in this video has appealed to you and you end up grabbing it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you buy the game, how it went and how you enjoyed it. I will be doing different games every week, so if you have enjoyed this, make sure you subscribed, leave me a like, all that good stuff, but I will catch you in the next one.